The Wayamo Foundation started its programming in Sudan in early 2022. Our goal? Strengthening Sudanese civil society and legal actors who have been working to break the decades-long cycle of impunity for international crimes in Sudan. The idea behind our work was to use the momentum from the ongoing proceedings of the International Criminal Court, particularly in the Ali Kushayb case and the justice plank of the Juba Peace Agreement, to help jumpstart further domestic accountability mechanisms and make a push for meaningful reparations. While doing this, Wayamo sees itself as a facilitator of complementarity, enhancing local judicial capacity in collaboration with the ICC. When we were still able to operate in the country, Wayamo engaged with and provided training for civil society, prosecutors, journalists and representatives of victim communities, particularly in Darfur. However, with the outbreak of hostilities between the Sudanese Armed Forces and the Rapid Support Forces in April 2023, all efforts to build capacity for domestic accountability in Sudan itself had to be put on hold. Since then, Sudan has plunged into a full-scale internal armed conflict and humanitarian crisis. Yet despite this, Wayamo believes that there are tools that enable us to be proactive and pursue accountability even in the midst of war. For instance, evidence can be collected and preserved whilst preparing it for use in future accountability mechanisms. Through workshops in Kenya and Uganda, Wayamo first aimed to help channel documentation efforts using open source information towards a single evidentiary repository. This is to avoid countless duplication of efforts and ensure best practices in evidence collection, information security and preservation. So how and where might you find the future courts where accountability for these serious crimes can be pursued? Taking inspiration from recent successes in the exercise of universal jurisdiction in contexts such as Syria, Wayamo began exploring the possibility of disrupting criminal activity in Sudan with the support of neighboring prosecutorial and judicial authorities in East Africa. With a significant number of Sudanese refugees who include civil society actors, victims, witnesses and even alleged perpetrators flowing into countries such as Uganda and Kenya, opportunities to exercise jurisdiction for the commission of international crimes are increasingly plausible. Wayamo is therefore engaging with East African prosecution services and judiciaries to sow the seeds of a new discussion. How can we move towards exercising universal jurisdiction for international crimes committed in the region? How can we use existing laws to apply international criminal law domestically? How can modern forms of evidence, such as open source information, be used to strengthen criminal investigations? Despite the challenging Sudanese context, the Wayamo Foundation is doubling down on its pursuit of justice through strengthening domestic accountability mechanisms and regional cooperation. Join us as we continue to work with Sudanese actors to pursue justice and accountability for international crimes committed in Sudan.